There are three things to help you make more money as a martial arts coach. The first thing is that you need to have a clear idea of who your target audience is. A lot of people go into the space without knowing who they want to coach, what their what the students are looking like, or what do they do on a daily basis. They just go in and say that okay, let me just find somebody who uh, are interested in boxing or MMA or kickboxing or wrestling. But that is just so old now. That is not a way to do it. I mean, like it could work if you work for a gym, but if you plan to go online, it's everybody knows like what makes you stand out from the gym itself. If you just say that, oh, I want to coach, boxing enthusiasts. Well, then people can just go to the gym and then find another coach like that. I guess you can say that your service will be cheaper, but like the gym will be helpful. Because especially when it's in person, like everybody knows that in person coaching is always better than online coaching. That's just how it is. So how do you sell yourself online? You have to create. You have to position yourself as somebody who has a solution to a specific group of people, and that type of group of people and that type of coach who is an expertise towards a group of people doesn't really exist in a local gym because most coaches in a local gym they coach pretty much everybody. Doesn't matter what type of person you are, like they just coach you. So that's why it doesn't really make you stand out as an online martial arts coach if you just go for everybody. So how do you find that your perfect target students then? Well, need to think deeper. You can either you can either think of yourself as somebody who was, I don't know, 5 years ago. What was yourself? Or you can think of yourself as somebody who just started the sport itself. So like if you've been doing boxing for a long time, think of yourself as think of somebody. No, actually think of yourself as somebody who just started. How would you coach yourself? What would you have learned? I mean, even though a lot of people have been going through the same thing when they first get started, the lesson you learn that gets you through the struggles on how to improve better, etc., is much much different compared to everybody else. Let's just say that we are reading a Hunger Game, for example, and the lesson that I extract from the book is gonna be much different than yours, even though we are reading the same book. So that just makes you you because you learn different things. So you can take one thing from the book and you can take another thing from the book, even though we are reading the same book. And also think about what you would have talked about all the time, like or another way to like find the specific type of students is that who do you enjoy coaching the most? What type of students are they? Especially when you have like people join your private class, what type of students are they? What do they look like? What are their goals? What are their desires? What are their pain points? What are they trying to solve? What stage were they in when they joined your private class? And if you don't ever have any private students before, that's totally fine. What type of students do you enjoy coaching the most? And for some reason, if you never coach anybody, uh, or you never join a gym, a local gym that just to try out and help people, then you can use the same methods I've been already talking about. Like, imagine yourself as somebody who just started out. Like, how would you coach yourself? Like, what would you do differently? What have you learned to make you get to this point? So that's point number one. Point number two, your message is vague. I mean, I understand most coaches are not entrepreneurs, they're not businessmen, they're coaches for a reason, right? Like all they know about is fighting and the ring IQ, like and stuff like that. So that's why like most martial arts coaches messages are very very vague. The best thing is once you figure out who your target audience is, your message is gonna be much more solid. Let's just say my favorite type of students who are the one that works really hard and who doesn't mind doing repetitive stuff. And my offer is something like, oh, if you don't want to get hit in the face, Like if you want to have a good defense like Floyd Mayweather, who doesn't get hit in the face at all throughout his, I mean, not as much throughout his professional fight, then you can communicate with them as in like you won't lose your brain cells, you won't have CTE when you get older. You will be able to talk to your grandchildren as you get older because a lot of fighters, especially in the past, they've been going really wild in the fight career, and then look at what happened to them after they turned top 40. Like they most of them wouldn't be able to speak. Most of them wouldn't be able to communicate, and they have memory problems and stuff like that because they've been getting hit in the face a lot. So you can use real world examples. You can use like fears or to like communicate with your target audience. That is exactly how my kickboxing coach got me actually, and because I don't want to get brain damage when I'm older, and so I want to learn his secrets on how to build like a good defense for myself. It doesn't matter if the drills I do are repetitive. I just want to have a good brains when I get older, just so I communicate with the people, that I do business or care about, love about, etc. The third thing is the online martial arts coaches do not have a clarity of what problems they are trying to solve. So let's go back to the other example. Let's say that you are a coach that wants to coach people how to build good defense. Let's go deeper on that. Like, why are they trying? Like, what's the point? I mean, like I've already mentioned it before, right? Like, people do not just want good defense, even though that's what they say they want on the surface. What they truly want is that they don't want to get brain damage. I mean, like I've already talked about earlier, but I'm just gonna bring it back just because it's the third point. It's about that. Um, because getting good defense, first of all, means that you're gonna have a very successful career, long term, just like Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, and possibly Javante Davis, and you have high chance to win because your opponent cannot win if they cannot hit you, and most importantly, they can enjoy their good life with their family and just do whatever they want because fighting is not gonna be something that they do forever. At some point you have to retire. So, like, even if you train for somebody like who doesn't want to fight, but they just want to train or just have good defense, you can just say that, hey, like, if fighting is not your thing, if you're never gonna get into a fight, but at some point you will spar with somebody who's gonna hit you really hard, and what are you gonna do after that? What are you gonna do about that? Especially if you don't have good defense, good footwork, like you just pretty much gonna screw. Like you're just gonna become another punching bag for them. That's something that you need to go deeper. So that I just giving you an example of how my coach was able to get me is because he keep mentioning the fact that, hey, like it's okay, like it's cool, it's flashy when you throw a bunch of combos and stuff, but you're not gonna in a real professional fight. You don't see a lot of fighters throw a lot of combinations because they fight really smart and they try to save their brand sales. So don't be that guy. Don't be like Rotang or Takeru who's just going wild. Just training blows for blows. Uh, and I mean, I hope their fight career is gonna be long and successful. But yeah, the price for that, I don't think it's worth it. Maybe I don't have that much of a fighting spirit in me, but like getting punched in the face multiple times hard in a long time of your fighting career, I don't think that would be a good trade. I mean, it would make an entertainment fight, but I care about my health. I care about my future, and so you can, yeah. So basically, just use the example that I have given you to. Actually, before I go, let me just give you another example. So the other day, I have another client of mine who says that um, they want to coach people in their 30, 40 who have retired from competitions in wrestling, grappling, or in BJJ. And his offer is that his target students is that he wants to help those people who retire from the competition to get back in competition. My clear message for them is that, okay, what do you what are you like trying to solve for them? Because like obviously you want them to get back into their their prime, be able to move as well as they used to in the 20s. But like what problems are you really trying to solve? And as I keep digging with them, because I work with my clients very closely, and I also like prepare a lot of materials for them to figure this out it out themselves. And as I keep digging and help them, turns out like the real problems is that especially for older people, and if you ever do wrestling, you know that it takes a lot of stamina to keep up for 3 rounds. Like I get tired if I ever wrestle with a big dude for 30 seconds. I get really really tired. So like the amount of damage you do to your body, especially at the older age, is gonna be more severe. And the the problems that I was, telling him that you should solve, help those type of people solve, is that okay, you're gonna help them get back into the competition shapes and make sure that their skills is like in their 20s without breaking their body. And he was like, wow, like that is exactly what my target audience, students want, because like especially at around their age, you know, rolling around, sparring around in wrestling, it's not fun. Like it does a lot to your body at that age. And so hope you guys learned something today. Follow me if you want more tips on how to become an online martial arts coach, and then also follow me on Instagram so you can learn how to get 20 plus students in a month. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.